Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to beautiful Mike Lansing Field as we get set for some ILB baseball action here tonight on this beautiful sunny Wednesday evening. Your Casper Spuds are going to be hosting the visiting Oahe Zap, a team that we have seen already here in Casper. The first series of the season was against the visiting Oahe Zap. The Zap rained on our parade here on opening night at Mike Lansing Field, taking the first game of the ILB season by score of 15-8. But your Casper Spuds bounced back after Saturday's game was rained out. On Sunday in the morning/early afternoon, your Spuds took care of business 2-1 against the Zap and came back in game 2 of the doubleheader and won that one 7-3. As we get set for baseball here in Casper, let's run through the visiting lineup for the Oahe Zap. Leading off, it's going to be the shortstop, Gavin Frazier. Batting second, the center fielder, Andrew Phillips. Batting third, the catcher, Ty Farwell. In the cleanup spot, it's going to be the third baseman, Aiden Johnson. Batting fifth is going to be the first baseman, Quinn Ludvigsen. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Connor Goldberg. Batting seventh, the DH, is going to be Mason Lang. Batting eighth, the second baseman, it's going to be Trey Runge. And batting ninth, rounding out the order, is going to be the left fielder, Emiliano Montijo Curiel. On the mound for the visiting Zap is going to be Austin Arocha. The beer batter tonight for the visiting Zap is going to be the 8-man in the order, Trey Runge. Spuds fans going to be on their toes if he's in a 2-strike count here tonight, as it'll be $2 off all beverages at the ballpark. As we run through your Casper Spuds starting lineup for tonight's ball game, leading off is going to be the center fielder, Elijah Reeves. Batting second, the right fielder, Matt Marsick. Batting third, the man who clobbered a home run here on Friday night, is going to be River Smith, the first baseman. Batting in the 4 spot, Cale McCarville over at third. DHing today and batting fifth is going to be Stone Vasic. Brody Barker, the new face here in Casper, is going to be catching tonight for your Spuds. Another new face making his Spuds debut here in the 2025 season, Jack Opian, is going to be out at short. Caden Wilcox, the second baseman, and rounding out the order, is going to be Trent Rucker, another debut here for your Spuds. He's going to be out in left. As we got some new faces on the field, an exciting day of festivities as we welcome back a hero all around the world, but especially here in the Spuds community. Sergeant Zapalak making his return home to Casper after his deployment. He's going to be throwing out the first pitch here in a couple minutes. As we wait for that special first pitch, let's take a look at what's happening in the ILB so far here this season. The Fremont Moo had their home opener rained out yesterday, but it is currently underway as they host the Spearfish Sasquatch. Little tongue twister there. They're currently down 2-0 in that one. The Moo are 3-5 on the season. They dropped their first 2 games of the year. They went on a 3-game win streak, but are now currently on a 3-game losing streak. So an up and down start to the season for one of the Spuds' rivals, the team they have faced in the ILB Championship the last 2 seasons. The Hastings Sodbusters still at 7-0 on the season, undefeated so far here in ILB play. The Moo played them tight in their most recent contest on Monday, but they fell short, losing 7-6. The Sodbusters having everything clicking here early on in the ILB season. The Spearfist Sasquatch are 3-6 so far in the ILB season, including a 22-7 thumping of the Nebraska Prospects last Saturday. The Nebraska Prospects sitting at 2-3 so far in the early ILB season. And the Oahe Zap, the team we'll see tonight, currently 3-5 on the year. They had that victory on opening night of the ILB season and proceeded to go on a 6-game losing streak after that one. The Spuds starting that losing streak by winning the doubleheader. It continued against the undefeated Sodbusters, who swept that series. And the Zap took care of business against the Moo in their most recent series, 13-2 last Saturday and 11-1 last Sunday. As after the ceremonial first pitch, the best PA in the ILB, Denny, is going to get the crowd fired up here as he announces the Spud starters. In other sports news, the Colorado Rockies have won their first series of the 2025 MLB season, sweeping the Miami Marlins. Prior to the trip down to Lone Depot Park, the Rockies were 0-19 in series so far this season. Good for that team to get back into the win column, as it has been a dreadful, beyond dreadful start for the Rockies. Fenway Park saw some history the last few days with the Los Angeles Angels in town. On Monday, the visiting Angels became the first opposing team to hit 3 home runs in the first inning in Fenway Park's long history. Very impressive feat there. The Red Sox did avoid a sweep earlier today as Cedon Rafaela hit the shortest walk-off home run in the StatCast era, bending one around the pesky pole out and right for a 308-foot walk-off home run. Won't get much shorter than that, ladies and gentlemen. As you can guess, Fenway Park was the only ballpark in the MLB where that one was going to get out of there. Jump into the NHL. The Stanley Cup Finals just got underway. Game 1 taking place in Edmonton. And the home Oilers already with a 1-0 lead early in Game 1 as Leon Draisaitl gets on the board for the Oilers. They lead the Florida Panthers 1-0. That goal coming a minute into the game, settling the home fans' tensions. As the PA, Danny, announces the starting lineup for your Spuds, we're going to take a quick pause and step aside for the singing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Dickey, who will lead us in the singing of the national anthem. So please rise if you're able to and remove cover.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, we got one here.
Ain't got time to be tricking on these fools. Ain't got time to be hating on you dudes. I ain't got time, ayy. 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 I ain't got time to be worried about what you be doing. I ain't got time to be worried if you win or losing. Nah, I ain't got time, yeah. 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 I woke up this morning 5:30. I had to get this money up. I had to start working. Everybody's pockets, they ain't hurting, but mine, they keep expanding. I keep splurging on these fools for real.
Back at Mike Lansing Field, your Spuds sitting at 4-3, hoping the turn of the month is going to be the flip of the switch that this team needs to get back on track. Currently sitting at 4-3 after splitting the series against the Nebraska Prospects to end last week. But Ty Volmar, the big right-hander for your Spuds, is going to be on the mound, looking to get himself into the win column for the first time this season. Ty currently at 0-1 with 1 no decision. In 8.2 innings pitched, he's given up 6 earned, 9 hits, 5 walks, but 7 strikeouts. Looking to add to that total here as we get set for first pitch. Stepping in for the visiting Zap is going to be number 2, the shortstop, Gavin Frazier. Frazier hitting .250 early in this ILB season, as Volmar is going to pump in strike 1. Going to have to get used to the umpire here tonight. A little bit slow to make the call there, but nonetheless, the starter for your Spuds is going to chop one to Opien at short, and he makes a quick impact already. A nice collect and throw on the run for number 8, Jack Opien, as he gets his first action in a Spuds uniform. Stepping in is going to be the lefty, Andrew Phillips, the center fielder for the Oahe Zap. Phillips off to a semi-cold start here. 190 batting average early in this ILB season, as he's going to try and lay down a bunt, and that one's going to be fouled back high into the backstop netting. Small sample size here for Volmar, but a big issue for him has been falling behind hitters, and the first two he's faced, he has gotten ahead of, and quickly he has Andrew Phillips in an 0-2 hole. Volmar with the 0-2. It's going to miss outside and away. And the count is 1-1 to Andrew Phillips. Volmar sets and delivers. And that one's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Phillips down by way of the K. And that's going to tee up with 2 men out in the top of the first. The catcher, Ty Farwell. Farwell hitting very well early on in this season, hitting 300. As Volmar is going to miss high and away. 1-0 to the tall catcher. From Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Sure, he's a little upset that he's unable to watch this Stanley Cup final. He could be a Calgary fan, though. That one is going to be ripped out to left. Rucker makes the play. And a nice 1-2-3 start for Ty Volmar. The Spuds step up in the bottom of the first. 0-0. We'll be right back.
Stay informed with KTWO, Casper's home for breaking news, weather, and local stories that matter to you. From sunrise to sign off, our team brings you the coverage you can count on. KTWO, your news, your station. For home improvement done right, head to Sutherland's. From lumber and tools to paint and patio furniture, we've got everything you need to tackle your next project. Sutherland's, helping Casper build better every day.
When it comes to tires, brakes, and peace of mind, trust Les Schwab Tire Center. With 2 convenient Casper locations, you'll get expert service, free tire checks, and the care you deserve. Les Schwab, doing the right thing matters. From garage doors to openers, trust the Overhead Door Company of Casper. Reliable, quality service you can count on. Locally owned and proudly serving Casper. Overhead Door, the genuine, the original. Back at the ballpark with Austin Arocha on the mound for the visiting Oahe Zap. Stepping in is going to be the leadoff man, the center fielder, Elijah Reeves, who is off to a scorching hot start here early in the ILB season. Hitting over 455. With 5 RBIs, has Reeves as he swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls that one off of the third base side. out of play. Rosa, the man on the mound, goes to Bethany College in Kansas. As Reeves swings at the second pitch he sees as well, it's going to be skied out to the shortstop Frazier, and he's going to make the play. One down here for your Spuds. As the right fielder, Matt Marsick, is going to step in. Marsick starting to heat up a little bit, hitting .286 here early on in the ILB season, as he's going to swing at the first pitch he sees, and that one's going to land just foul out in right field. Would have been an extra base hit for the speedy Marsick, but he was just a bit early on it as he pulled that one foul. Arocha, the man on the mound, is from Shawnee, Kansas. As that one misses inside to Matt Marsick. Arocha's going to pump in. Strike two at the knees. The righty working quickly. Here's the 1-2. And Marsick is going to pop that one up. The catcher Farwell has it. And two down here in the home half of the first inning. As the man who crushed a homer here on Friday, out to right field, the lefty River Smith getting the second home run of the season for the Spuds, stepping in now. He's going to swing at the first pitch he sees. And it's 0-1 to Smith, who has a hot bat at the moment, currently hitting .500 here for the Spuds. Also drawn some walks. He's got 5 here in the season. 4 RBIs. Doing a little bit of everything is River Smith, without even mentioning the good glove that he's had out in left and at first. He's going to swing and miss on that one. And the count is 1-2 to the MSUB junior. Here's the pitch from Arocha. It's going to miss low and away. The count's now 2-2. River didn't stop with the home run. He also had a double, a single, triple away from the cycle was Smith. As that one's going to be pumped in on the outer half, called strike 3, and the Spuds, similar to the Zap, go 1-2-3. As we turn to the second frame here at Mike Lansing Field, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Racca's is committed to bringing the best parts of old world quality food and service in a dynamic, fun, and inviting atmosphere where you experience a true taste of Italian hospitality. No passport required. Head to Racca's Pizzeria right here in downtown Casper. Quality Brands is a family-owned and operated beer, wine, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverage distributor, with 8 warehouses in Wyoming, Colorado, Nebraska, and South Dakota, proudly representing the best beverage brands in the industry. Check out Quality Brands of Casper to strike out your thirst. At Banner Health, Wyoming Medical Center, your health is a priority. From emergency care to everyday checkups, the Casper team is here for you.
providing trusted care close to home. Banner Health, excellence in every heartbeat. At Central Wyoming Counseling Center in Casper, your mental well-being matters. From everyday counseling to crisis services, we are here to help you heal, grow, and thrive. Hope starts here at CWCC.
Back at Mike Lansing Field here in the top of the second, Volmar with a nice 1-2-3 inning. In the top of the first, matched by the starter for the Zap, Rosa. Both sides going down in order. Stepping in for the Zap as he takes ball one, it's going to be Aiden Johnson, the third baseman. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to be swung on and chopped high over the first base side bleachers and out of play. Johnson hitting 143 here in the ILB season as that pitch from Volmar misses outside. 2-1 to Aiden Johnson. That one's going to be pumped in there by Volmar, evening up the count at 2-2. Johnson out of Avila University in Kansas City, Missouri. He's coming to us from Austin, Texas. So that one's going to give his mustache a trim. And the count is now full. Before Avila, Johnson was at Cerro Coso Community College. Similar to many players on this Zap roster, as the 3-2 is going to be popped just over the head of River Smith in foul territory. And Johnson stays alive on a good pitch there by Volmar. And it looks like he's going to need a new bat, is Johnson, as that one lost a bit of lumber. Volmar working quickly, looking good here in this ball game. Here's the 3-2. It's going to be swung on, and it's going to get out of play again on the first base side, as Johnson's putting together a pretty good at-bat here to lead off the second inning for the Zap. Johnson in the first series did a little bit of everything. He catched, he pitched, he played in the infield. And he is going to draw a walk here to lead off the second for the Zap. Great at-bat there by Aiden Johnson. You just have to tip your cap. As another lefty is going to step in, this time the first baseman, Quinn Ludvigsen. Ludvigsen, here in the season, hitting .235 in 17 at-bats. As Volmar checks on the runner at first. He's now set. Here's the delivery to Ludvigsen. It's going to miss outside and away. Outside and high, excuse me. And the count is 1-1. 1-0 to Ludvigsen. Apologies, folks. Train off the rails here as Ludvigsen is going to sky that one high over the third base bleachers and out of play. Now the count is 1-1. My intuition just jumping a bit ahead of me there. And we're reset as Volmar throws over again, trying to catch Johnson sleeping. But Johnson staying pretty close to the first base bag. Not a huge lead over there. As Volmar resets and delivers to Ludvigsen, it's going to miss outside. 2-1 now to Quinn Ludvigsen. out of Minnesota State University. Here's the delivery. That one is going to miss again outside. 3-1 to Ludvigsen. Here's the 3-1 from Volmar. It's going to be swung on and fouled back into the backstop netting. The count has worked itself full here with a man on. And the right fielder, Connor Goldberg, on deck. Here's the payoff. It's going to be swung on and pushed down the left field line. Foul. After the quick 1-2-3 in the first, the Zap have seen a little bit of Volmar, just enough to put some great ABs together, back-to-back full counts. Here's the payoff. That one's going to be skied out to Reeves, driving him back in center. He's on it and makes the play. And puts out Ludvigsen. First man out here in the top of the second. As back-to-back yellow helmets here for the Zap. This time stepping in, it's going to be Connor Goldberg. Goldberg hitting .222 here this season. He's drawn 3 walks. Here's the pitch from Volmar. It's going to be pumped in there. 0-1 to the Zap right fielder. Volmar comes set. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss up just a bit. Barker calls for a check on the swing there by Goldberg. But the umpire in the field agreed with the home plate umpire, and the count is 1-1. That one is going to be ripped in the first second base gap. It's going to be misplayed by Matt Marsick and get out to the wall. That's going to bring home Aiden Johnson. Goldberg, due to the error, is going to get to third. And the Zap here are the first team on the board, jumping out to an early 1-0 lead. It would have been 2 men on, first and second, but it looked like it took a tough skip on Matt Marsick out there in right and rolled all the way to the wall. With a man in scoring position, the DH, Mason Lang, steps in now, and Volmar looking to get back on track, especially after the error, but he's going to miss. And the count is 1-0 to Mason Lang. That one misses as well. And the count is 2-0. Lang hitting .286 in 14 ABs here this season. Sitting in a good hitter's count at 2-0. Here's the delivery from Volmar, and it's going to be pumped in there. 2-1. Lang does have 2 doubles this season. Here's the 2-1 offering. And it's going to miss just up. And another 3-ball count here to a Zap hitter. 3 out of 4 men in the inning, getting to a 3-ball count. Here's the 3-1. It's going to be ripped just outside the first base bag. And thankfully for the Spuds, as that had extra bases written all over it. But Volmar fighting back. The count is now full. A man in Connor Goldberg on third for the Zap. Here's the pitch to Lang, and it's going to be skied just over the third base bleachers as Lang stays alive in this full count. Still only one down here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch from the righty. It's going to be skied out down into left field, but out of play. The Zap, after going in order, again, finding themselves and getting some good ABs here as another Zap player is going to work a walk. And the second baseman, Trey Runge, is going to step in with runners on the corners. Spuds looking for the inning-ending double play to keep the score at 1-0. But we know Runge has other ideas. He's hitting 167 here early on in the season with 2 RBIs. Here's the 0-0 from Volmar. That one is going to be dropped in there for a big strike one as the fans here at Mike Lansing Field let out a roar as this is the beer batter for tonight's game. Volmar's going to miss just high, and the count is 1-1. Lang at first with a little bit of a lead. That one is going to be skied down the right field line and out of play. 2-strike count to Trey Runge. Again, runners on the corners for the Zap. Still only one down. Here's the 1-2 from Volmar as the runner goes. It's going to skip away from Brody Barker. And Connor Goldberg is going to come in to score. Lang advancing to second. And the count is 1-2 to Trey Runge. That one misses high. And we got another full count here in the top of the second. Mike Lansing Field trying to back up the right-hander. Here's the 3-2. That one is going to miss inside. Back-to-back walks for Volmar. And it's going to be the 9-hole hitter, number 21, Emiliano Montijo Curiel. With 2 men on. Curiel hitting 143 early in this season. He's going to take ball 1. Volmar, the familiar issues coming back again here in his third start. Too many free bases given up. As Curiel checked his swing, but he did catch a piece of it. It's going to be fouled off, and the count's 1-1. That one's going to catch the outer half. Good frame by the catcher, Barker. And Montijo Curiel here in a 1-2 count. Looking to fight back. Here's the offering from Volmar. And that one's going to be a called strike 3. He gets Curiel to go down looking. And we flip back to the top of the order. The shortstop, Gavin Frazier, with 2 down and 2 men on. Looking to extend the inning for the Zap. Frazier hitting .250 here in the season. Is the team leader in RBIs as well with 5. Tied with a couple other guys in this Zap lineup. But the first one from Volmar misses, and the count is 1-0 to Frazier. That one's going to miss high. And it's now 2-0 to Gavin Frazier. Here's the 2-0. It's going to skip in there. 3-0 now to the leadoff hitter for the Zap. Volmar comes set. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to miss high. Base is loaded for Frazier. For the Zap, I should say, after the walk to Frazier. And out comes the pitching coach, Matt Jeffreyon, to talk to number 34, Ty Volmar. Struggling with the control here in the top half of the second inning, as there's 2 runs on the board for the Oahe Zap. There are 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Volmar, the senior at Bethany Lutheran College, is in his 3rd season with the Spuds. He was at Dawson Community College in Glendive, Montana, before transferring to Bethany Lutheran. But stepping in is going to be Andrew Phillips, the center fielder. Volmar is going to get ahead of him. 0-1 to number 16 for the Zap. He sets and delivers. And it's going to miss low. And the count's even. 1-1 now. To Andrew Phillips. That one's going to be chopped straight back into the backstop. And in the 1-2 count, with 2 down and the bases juiced, Mike Lansing Field again trying to bring some energy to Volmar. Here's the 1-2, and it's going to be swung on and missed. Swinging strike 3. Phillips down by way of the K, I believe for the 2nd time today. And we head to the bottom of the 2nd. The Zap do jump out, putting up 2. We'll be right back.
Craving comfort food anytime, day or night? Head to Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Whether it's pancakes at midnight, burgers for breakfast, or coffee to fuel your day, Denny's has you covered. With friendly service, affordable prices, and something for everyone, it's the perfect spot to gather, relax, and dig in. So why wait? Swing by Denny's today, where good food and great memories are always on the menu.
It's the crack of the bat, roar of the crowd, and an ice-cold Budweiser in your hand. Budweiser is the perfect companion to every pitch, hit, and home run. Brewed for those who live for the game and savor the moment. This season, make it a Bud. Budweiser. This Bud is for you.
Back in Casper, Wyoming, leading off the inning for your Spuds, it's going to be number 22, the third baseman here tonight, Cale McCarville. The man from Fort Scott Community College has been swinging a great bat here early on in the season, hitting .312. The first offering from Rocha is going to miss outside. 1-0 to Cale. That one by Rocha is going to be pumped in there, evening up the count at 1-1. Great pitch there by Rocha, catching the inner half. And he's taking the lead back in this count. 1-2 to your Spuds third baseman, Cale McCarville. Here's the delivery from Rocha. That one is going to be skied out to right. Goldberg's on it, and he makes the play. One down here for the Spuds. As the DH steps in now, number 17, Stone Vasic. Stone hitting .250 here this season. 2 doubles, a homer, 5 RBIs for Mr. Stone Vasic. As that one from Rocha is going to miss very far outside. And it's 1-0. That one by Stone is going to be collected by the third baseman. And he's going to fire on. But it's not going to be in time. Aiden Johnson trying to get it over to his first baseman, Ludvigsen. And Stone Vasic got down the line, beat it out. As the catcher steps in now, Brody Barker. Brody has played in 3 straight games since making his Spuds debut. He's hitting .300 in those 3 games. Looking to keep the hot bat going. That one from Rocha is going to catch the outer half. And it's 0-1 to the Spuds catcher. The man from Harriman, Utah. As Rocha comes set, here's the delivery. Great stop there by the catcher, Ty Farwell. Halting Vasic from advancing into scoring position. But the count now to Barker is going to be 1-1. Rocha checks on Vasic over at first as he dives back in there safely. Rocha's set. Here's the pitch. And he's going to get Barker to wave and miss at that one. 1-2 now to Brody Barker. The 1-2. It's going to be swung on and missed. Drop strike 3, but collected by Farwell as he tags out Brody Barker. Stepping in for his Spuds debut with 2 men down is going to be Jack Opien, the man from Prosper, Texas, coming to us from SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. And Opien has already flashed the leather as he had the first out of the game over there at short. He's going to take a called strike 1. Opien, a senior at SEMO, was at Navarro College before transferring. That one's going to miss inside. The count's now 1-1. Opien in 2023 was named Texas New Mexico JUCO All-Star in his first season at Navarro. Navarro in 2023 and 2024 finished as the NJCAA Conference Champions. What does NJCAA stand for, Moses? Well, it is the National Junior College Athletic Association. So a very good JUCO program down there in Navarro. The pitcher, Rocha, somehow came out of his shoes after that one, as time is called for him to get relaced. Don't know if I've seen that one before. But the count to Opien is 2-2. Looking for his first hit here with two men down. Vasic on first. Here it is. That one's going to be ripped by the shortstop. And Opien, in his first at-bat, starts off his Spuds career with a single. And it extends the inning for the Casper Spuds as the second baseman, Caden Wilcox, steps in. Rocha stepping off and walking Vasic back to second. Here's the 0-0 from Rocha. That one's going to be on the outer half. Called strike 1. The fans here at Mike Lansing Field sharing their displeasure with the home plate umpire, as that one did look a bit outside, but Arocha getting the call there, and now has Wilcox in a 0-1 hole. He comes set. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss outside. Good stop again by Ty Farwell. Man, these Zap, their catcher's defense sure is good. In the previous series against the Spuds, Codina, another catcher on this roster, was making stops left and right all night in all 3 games. As that one by Wilcox can be swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2 with 2 men on here in the bottom of the second. The Spuds looking to get on the board after the Zap put up 2 in the top half. Here's the 1-2 from Arocha, and it's going to be swung on and missed. Wilcox goes down swinging, and he's going to march his way back to the dugout. As the Spuds strand 2, we head to the third. Zap leading 2-0.
If you're visiting Casper for business, adventure, or just passing through town, Best Western has you covered. With clean, comfortable rooms, free hot breakfast, and a staff that treats you like family, you'll feel right at home, whether near or far. With 3 convenient locations, Best Western in Casper is your base camp for everything Wyoming. Book your stay and rest easy today.
Each day the sun will rise and fall. We face challenges, the oil field evolves, and Vault finds solutions. Privately owned with a singular focus on wellhead products and services, Vault Pressure Control was built from the ground up to face the industry challenges head on. With safety at our core, Vault's equipment and services are engineered to provide versatile solutions to fit your operational needs. Experience the evolution of wellhead.
Back at the ballpark, leading off the inning for the Oahe Zap, it's going to be Ty Farwell, the catcher for the visiting Oahe Zap. The 0-1 by Volmar is going to miss low, and the count is 1-0 to Ty Farwell. That one's going to miss low again. And the count's now 2-0 to Ty Farwell. He's at Dickinson State University. He's going to take a big swing and miss on that one. And the count's now 2-1. Farwell standing at 6'5". Awaits the 2-1, and it's going to miss high. And it's now 3-1 to the tall catcher. If you missed our last broadcast, his mom is an Olympic skier, was an Olympic skier for Canada back in the day. And the count has run full to Ty Farwell. Here's the payoff from Volmar. Farwell is going to stay alive as he chops that one down the first base side. Man, after breezing through the first, the Zap putting together good at-bats left and right. Here's the 3-2 again. Farwell is going to rip that to Opie, and he gets around it on the backhand and makes a perfect throw over to River Smith. Opie already showing his value here in Spuds Purple. 2 great plays from the shortstop. Stepping in is going to be Aiden Johnson, the third baseman, who is also one of the Zap hitters with 5 RBIs here in the season. Here's a pitch from Volmar. It's going to be in there, catching the outer half. 0-1. Volmar working quickly now. That one by Johnson skied up over the first base side bleachers and out of play. Quickly 0-2 to the Zap third baseman. Here's a pitch from Volmar. It's going to be swung on and miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Aiden Johnson. Quick 3-pitch strikeout there from Ty Volmar. And the first baseman now is going to step in, Quinn Ludvigsen. Volmar looking to get the Zap in order. Here's the pitch to Ludvigsen. It's going to catch the outer half. 0-1 to Quinn Ludvigsen. That one's also going to be pumped in there by Ty Volmar. And it's quickly 0-2 again. To back-to-back Zap hitters. Can he strike out back-to-back hitters? Here's the pitch. That one is going to be ripped to Opie, and he does make a diving stop, but that's all he can do. Showing great range to be able to get to that one, but didn't want to risk throwing it away and eating it. Smart play there, honestly, by Opian. Although it does extend the inning for the Zap. And Connor Goldberg is going to step in. Here's the pitch from Volmar. It's going to be skied out to center field, driving Elijah Reeves back. He's under it, and he makes the play. 3 down here in the top of the third inning. As we head to the bottom of the third, the Spuds looking for some runs. The Zap still lead it 2-0. We'll be right back.
Ready to hit the road? Smith RV Sales and Service in Casper has everything you need, from new and used RVs to expert repairs and parts. Family owned and locally trusted. We'll help you gear up for your next great adventure. Smith RV, we can get you there. When you need it done right, call the right guy in Casper. From handyman services, painting, and home repairs and remodeling, no job is too big or too small. Trusted, reliable, and local. The right guy gets it done right the first time.
Back at the ballpark, making his Spuds debut at the plate, it's going to be number 21, Trent Rucker. The man from Fairview, Texas, coming to us from Texas State University. As the first pitch he sees is going to catch him on the backside, and he's going to be on. With that, we're back to the top of the lineup in Elijah Reeves. I do have a lot of very interesting notes about Trent Rucker that I'm excited to share with you all, but I guess I'll have to wait to his next at-bat. Arocha looking to settle down after the hit by pitch. He's going to miss there on the outer half. And it's 1-0. Reeves showing bunt. He's going to draw in Aiden Johnson. That one's going to miss on the outer half again. And it's now 2-0 to Elijah Reeves. Who popped out to the shortstop in the first inning. That one is going to be ripped out to left. Montijo is under it, and he makes the play. 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Matt Marsick stepping in now. He popped out to the catcher in his first plate appearance. He's looking to make up for the error that brought a run home for the Zap. As Rucker goes, the throw by Farwell is going to be offline. And Trent Rucker doing a little bit of everything here. Taking a ball off the backside, stealing a bag. His first time on base in a Spuds uniform, in the count to Matt Marsick is 1-0. That one from Arocha is going to miss inside. And apologies, that first pitch was a strike. The count is now 1-1 to Matt Marsick. Arocha now paying a little bit of attention to Rucker. That one is going to be in at the knees. And the count is 1-2 now to Matt Marsick, as he has a bit of a conversation with the home plate umpire. Thought that one was a bit low. Got to give it to Farwell, framing it, snapping it up into the zone. Marsick is going to tattoo that one by the second baseman. That's going to bring home Trent Rucker, and Marsick is going to leg it out and get into second, sliding with the double. As the Spuds get on the board, it's 2-1. And with still only one down, River Smith is going to step in. He went down looking in the first inning on a pitch that was painted on the outer half. He swings at the first pitch he sees, and the count is 0-1 to River Smith. Another man in scoring position for the Spuds. Here's the 0-1 offering from Arocha. That one is going to be fouled over by the Zap dugout on the third base side. And quickly, Arocha, after giving up the double that was narrowly caught by the second baseman, Trey Runge, he's bouncing back here and has River Smith in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be swung on and missed. River Smith upsetting himself after that one as he goes down by way of the strikeout for the second time here today. But the Spuds still have a shot here with the man in scoring position as the third baseman, Cale McCarville, steps in. Cale, in the second inning to lead it off, flew out to right field, looking to put one in play and bring Marsick to the plate here with two down. That one is going to miss. And McCarville jumps ahead after the first pitch of this at-bat. Two 2-1, bottom of the third, man on second. Arocha is going to fire back, trying to get Marsick, who is dancing around over there, trying to get in the head of Austin Arocha. But the pickoff was on line. Runge did apply the tag, but it wasn't in time. Marsick is going to go this time, and that throw is high by Farwell. Marsick with a stolen base, and due to the throwing error by the catcher, he is going to score. The Spuds tie up this ball game here in the bottom of the third. It is now 2-2. And the count to Cale McCarville is 2-0. That one from Arocha is going to miss low. 3-0 count. Here to the third baseman today for the Spuds, Cale McCarville. Arocha's set. Here's the pitch. And it's going to miss on the outer half. 4-pitch walk there to Cale McCarville is going to extend the inning, and it's going to pass it to his Fort Scott teammate, Stone Vasic. As Coach Jamie Habiger for the Zap comes to the mound for a visit with the entire infield. Vasic reached first in the second inning due to an error by the third baseman, Aiden Johnson. Habiger, hoping the mound visit is going to get his starter back on track. But Stone Vasic looking to keep this 2-out rally going for the Spuds. Vasic swung at the first pitch he saw by Arocha. That one's going to miss outside and skip away from Ty Farwell. Cale McCarville is going to advance into scoring position as the count jumps to 1-0 for Stone Vasic. Here's the delivery from Arocha. That one's going to be chopped to third. Johnson, this time, is going to make the play. And the Spuds do strand a man, but they tie it up. It's 2-2 as we head to the fourth inning here at Mike Lansing Field.
Looking for your next adventure? Visit Casper, where the wide open spaces meet unforgettable experiences. From hiking around Casper Mountain to casting a line in the North Platte River, there's something for everyone. Make memories that only happen here. Visit Casper. At Platte Valley Bank in Casper, we're more than just a bank, we're your neighbor. Whether you're buying a home, starting a business, or planning for the future, our local team is here to help you every step of the way. Platte Valley Bank. Bank on the Valley, bank on us. Action Glass is here for all your residential glass needs. Shower doors and enclosures, window replacements, and repairs. Again, call Action Glass at 307-266-1111.
Back at Mike Lansing Field here in the top of the fourth inning. Leading off the inning is going to be the DH, Mason Lang. As Volmar on the mound. That one is going to be tattooed by Lang, and that one's going to get out of here. First pitch he sees, He comes out swinging, and the lefty pulls that one deep out to right over the fence. The Zap retake the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Just out their way back into the ball game. Mason Lang jumping all over the first pitch. And the Spuds relinquish the lead once again. Stepping in after the leadoff homer is going to be the second baseman, Trey Runge. That one from Volmar is going to miss. And the count is 1-0. The first home run of the season for an opposition here at Mike Lansing Field. Hopefully the last, as that one is in there from Volmar, and he gets back on track. Counts 1-1 to Trey Runge. Volmar always works pretty quick. Here's the 1-1. He's going to get Runge to swing and miss at that one on the outer half. And the count is 1-2 to the beer batter of the game. Here's the delivery. And that one's going to be a called strike 3. Mike Lansing roars as it's $2 off beverages for the rest of the inning. Stepping in is the 9-hole hitter, Emiliano Montijo Curiel. Here's the pitch from Volmar. That one is going to be chopped to Opien at short. He fires on the first, and it's going to be a high throw that gets in to the Spuds dugout. There was a collision over there at first between Montijo Curiel and the first baseman, River Smith. It looks like he is going to be okay, thankfully. Always one of the scarier plays in ball is that collision at first, but thankfully both players coming out unscathed. The only damage done is that a man is in scoring position for the Oahe Zap with only one out. Actually, there's nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Back-to-back runners. Oh no, apologies. There was the strikeout to Runge. The home run by Lang led off the inning. And Curiel right there getting on after the high throw by Opien. So it is good to know the man at short is human. Gavin Frazier, the shortstop, is in here with a 1-1 count and a man in scoring position. That one by Volmar is going to miss just a bit high. And Gavin Frazier is in a 2-1 count here with his teammate Montijo Curiel on second. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be skied up over the press box here and out of play. Here's the 2-1. That one is going to be flared to Wilcox at second. He makes a play and tries to fire over to his shortstop, Opien, to hopefully catch Montijo slacking. But Montijo, waiting to see if that one dropped, was nearby the bag and gets back in there safely. With 2 down now in the inning, stepping in is going to be the center fielder, Andrew Phillips. He comes up swinging and missing at the first offering. And Volmar gets ahead. Very important for the right-hander to do so. Looking to keep the Zap from scoring more runs after the leadoff home run by the DH Mason Lang. He tattooed the first pitch of the inning. That one from Volmar missed, and the count is 1-1. The right-hander comes set. Here's the 1-1. It's going to miss high and away. 2-1 now to Andrew Phillips, who has struck out both times here against Volmar. Volmar would love to make it 3. He has struck out 5 here in the top of the 4th inning already. That one is going to be pumped in there to even up the count at 2-2 with 2 men down and a man on second. Spuds 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning as the wind is picking up here in Casper. Here's the 2-2. It's going to miss high, and the count has run full to Andrew Phillips. Volmar getting the signs. He likes what he sees. He comes set. Here's the payoff. That one is going to be chopped to McCarville at third. He fires on to Smith at first, and they make the play. A leadoff home run gives the Zap the lead once again, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. Zap lead 3-2.
When it comes to reliable infrastructure, Dura-Line and Casper is leading the way. As a trusted manufacturer of high-performance conduit and cable protection, Dura-Line helps power the connections that keep Wyoming and the world running strong. From broadband to energy, their innovative solutions are built to last in any environment. Represented in Casper, trusted everywhere, Dura-Line, creating connections that matter.
This season, fuel your Spud spirit with the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi, one of the official drinks of your Casper Spuds. Whether you're cheering from the stands or the couch, Pepsi is the perfect game day companion. Ice cold, bold, and made for fans like you. Grab a Pepsi and let's go Spuds.
Back here at Mike Lansing Field in the bottom of the 4th, leading off the inning is going to be the catcher, Brody Barker. Barker shows bunt. The pitch was outside, but he didn't pull it back quick enough. And it's 0-1 to Barker. He believed he did pull it back, but the home plate umpire disagreed. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to miss. And the baseball gods have evened up the count at 1-1 for Brody Barker. The righty comes set. Funky delivery here. I believe it's a new pitcher. Unable to get a number and name for you. We will get that to you as soon as we can. But he's going to miss inside, and the count is 2-1 now to Brody Barker. The 2-1. It's going to be swung on and chopped up the middle. Runge unable to get to it. And Brody Barker is going to reach here in the 4th inning, leading it off with a single. Stepping in is going to be the shortstop, Jack Opian. Yet another Texas kid making their way to Casper, Wyoming. Many on this Spuds roster. As Barker faked that he was stealing and steps back to first. That one was pumped in there by the pitcher on the mound for the Zap. He's going to check on Barker now. And Barker's going to dive back in there safely. Opian with a single in his first at-bat in a Spuds uniform. Looking to keep the average at 1,000. That one's going to be skipped in there, and the count's evened up at 1-1. Spuds looking to knot the game back up or take the lead as the leadoff man reached here. That one from Opian is going to be skied right up in front of me here in the grandstand right behind home plate. And after the foul ball, the count is 1-2 to Jack Opian. SEMO, a very great athletic school. Barker is going to fake again. That one's going to be skied to the outfield. The center fielder coming on, Andrew Phillips, he's going to make the play as Montijo Curiel, the left fielder, and him had a little bit of late communication there, both of them tracking that fly ball. But they will end up putting away Opian. Stepping in, it's going to be Caden Wilcox. Here's the pitch. It's going to be inside. And the count is 1-0. Wilcox struck out in the 2nd inning, ending that frame. Looking to avoid an inning-ending double play here to end this one. Here's the 1-0. That one is going to be skied out to right, pushing back Connor Goldberg. He's going to make the catch on the warning track and fire it in as Barker was 3/4 of a way to second. But he will get back safely. And stepping in with 2 men down is going to be Trent Rucker, the left fielder. Hopefully Trent gives me some time here to read through all these cool notes I got on him. The 22-year-old recently celebrating his birthday on May 28th. Before Texas State, he was over at Temple. That one is going to be swung on. First pitch there to Rucker is going to bounce off Aiden Johnson's glove at third, and there's going to be no play to be made as Frazier collected the redirect. But Rucker is going to earn himself a single here. And we're back to the top of the order in Elijah Reeves with 2 men on, 2 men out. Zap lead 3-2. 2 men on, 2 out. First pitch to Elijah Reeves. He's going to catch the outer half. And the count is 0-1 to Elijah Reeves. Reeves 0 for 2 today. That one's going to be in the dirt. 1-1 to Elijah. Popped out to short in the first. Lined out to left in the third. And his third at bat here, looking to do some damage. 1-1 count to Reeves. Here's the pitch. That one, he's going to get under. And the center fielder Phillips has a read on it. He makes the play. And 3 down here in the bottom of the fourth. After the leadoff single, the Spuds unable to capitalize. And we head to the fifth. The same score we started here in the fourth. I should say in the bottom of the fourth. Zap lead 3-2.
Looking for bold flavors and great vibes? Swing by Stahoo's Brewery and Tap Room, the official brewery of your Casper Spuds. Located at 1015 East C Street in Casper, locally brewed beers, rotating taps, and a chill, welcoming atmosphere make it the perfect spot to unwind. Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or just looking to try something new, Stahoo's has a pour waiting for you. Great beer, great people, that's the Stahoo's way. See you there and go Spuds!
Hungry for pizza that hits the spot every time? Order from Papa John's. Made with fresh dough, quality ingredients, and that signature garlic sauce you love. Whether you want classic pepperoni, loaded veggie, or something new, Papa John's delivers hot, fresh, and ready to enjoy. Plus, with easy online ordering and fast delivery, your perfect pizza night is just a few clicks away. Choose Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Back at Mike Lansing Field here in the top of the fifth. Leading off the inning, it's going to be the catcher, Ty Farwell. He's going to rip the first pitch he sees right up by Volmar. He does get out of the way of it. But the leadoff man here in the top of the fifth is on for the Zap. Back-to-back innings. First pitch of the inning has been ripped. That one was tattooed right up the middle. And stepping in is going to be the third baseman, Aiden Johnson. He's walked today. He's also struck out. And on that walk, he came around to score. Johnson trying to lay down a bunt to advance Farwell. He isn't going to get to it, and it's going to be 0-1 now to Aiden Johnson. That one from Volmar is going to miss outside to even up the count at 1-1. Volmar set. Here's the pitch. He's going to miss high. And the count to Aiden Johnson is now 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Volmar's going to miss away. And the count jumps to 3-1 for Aiden Johnson. Big swing and a miss there. And the count is now full. The payoff, that one is going to be skied behind home plate, and Brody Barker able to find it and get a big first out here in the top of the 5th. Stepping in is going to be the first baseman, Quinn Ludvigsen. Volmar checking on Farwell over there at first. Here's the first pitch to Ludvigsen. Been giving me trouble all season long. Quinn, I hope to get it here at some point. But it's 1-0. Gonna miss away. And the count is now 2-0 to Quinn Ludvigsen. Ludvigsen 1 for 2 here today. That one is going to skip over River Smith's glove at first. It would have been a nice stop by him. But Farwell is going to go first to third. And with runners on the corners, Connor Goldberg is going to step in. But before he does, it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 5th inning. Volmar going 4 1/3. He leaves the game with being responsible with the runners on first and third. New pitcher on the mound for your Casper Spuds. It's going to be the man from Powell, Wyoming, Cade Queen. As he gets warm here, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at Mike Lansing Field.
Craving legendary pizza and a family-friendly buffet? Head to the Pizza Ranch, located at 5011 East 2nd Street. Load up on hot pizza, crispy chicken, and our famous cactus bread. Perfect for family nights, team celebrations, or just feeding those cravings. Swing on by or order online at pizzaranch.com, where every meal is a hit.
Back here at Mike Lansing Field, Cade Queen coming out of the pen for the Spuds. Ty Volmar, his final line, hopefully, if Queen can keep the score where it is. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for And apologies, folks. It's not Cade Queen. I thought I saw a 2-5. It's 2-6. It's going to be a man making his Spuds debut, Brendan Reed. Apologies to Brendan. Didn't know he had made it to Casper. We don't have a graphic made for him. I'll get that information to you as soon as I can. Stepping in for the Zap is going to be Connor Goldberg with men on the corners and one down. Here's Reed's first pitch. And he's going to pump in a strike. 0-1 to Goldberg. Reed pumps in his second strike, and it's quickly 0-2 to Connor Goldberg. Here's the 0-2, and it's going to miss outside. 1-2 now to Connor Goldberg, who has a hit today and came around to score. That one by Goldberg is going to be skied high into the first base side bleachers. And Goldberg stays alive with 2 strikes. Brendan Reed is going to pump in another good pitch. That Goldberg fouls off. The 1-2 is going to miss just a bit outside. And the count evens up for Goldberg at 2-2. Reed, another Texas kid from Round Rock, is going to get a called strike 3 on the first batter he faces in a Spuds uniform. And a big second out here as Ludvigsen advances to second with 2 down and 2 men in scoring position. The man who retook the lead for the Zap with a leadoff homer in the 4th inning. It's going to be Mason Lang. That one's going to be chopped back into the backstop netting. And it's 0-1 to Mason Lang. Reed coming to us from Howard Payne. Again, fouled back into the backstop netting. And quickly 0-2 to Mason Lang. Reed looking to be Volmar's best friend here and keep the line at 3 earned runs. Here's the pitch. It's going to be chopped to Opien at short. He's up with it and fires on to Smith at first. Reed comes out of the pen and strands the 2 men that he was gifted. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. Zap still lead it 3-2.
Looking to get active and connect with your community? The YMCA of Natrona County and Casper has something for everyone. State-of-the-art fitness equipment, youth programs, swim lessons, and more. Whether you're chasing goals or just getting started, the Y is here for you. Visit CasperYMCA.org and join a community that moves you forward. Craving legendary food and service? Head on down to Texas Roadhouse in Evansville, where the steaks are hand-cut, the rolls are hot and fresh, and the energy is always high. Whether it's a family dinner or a night out with friends, Texas Roadhouse is here for you. Located at 210 Miracle Street, be sure to come hungry, and we know you'll leave happy. Legendary food, legendary service, that's Texas Roadhouse.
Back at the ballpark here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off the inning for your Spuds, it's going to be the right fielder, Matt Marsick. Who does have a RBI double here today. And looking to lead off the inning by getting on base for the Spuds. The man on the mound for the Zap, the same pitcher as last inning, it's going to be A.J. Ponciano. The first one from Ponciano is going to miss outside, and the count is now 1-0 to Matt Marsick. Ponciano going to pump a strike in there on the inner half and even up the count at 1-1. Marsick is going to get on another one here and rip that one to the outfield. A leadoff single in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's going to tee up the pinch hitter here for the Spuds, number 19, Hunter Billingsley. Pinch hitting for River Smith, who has gone down by way of the K 2 times here today. So Coach Willie Annacone getting the first men out of the dugout here for the Spuds in Billingsley. The first one to him is going to be inside, 1-0. Billingsley hitting .294 here in this 2025 ILB season. And it's now 2-0 to Billingsley. His favorite band is Metallica. Favorite artist going to be Jason Aldean. For the man out of Eastvale, California. Here's the 2-0 from Ponciano. And it's going to miss high. Now 3-0. To the pinch hitter Billingsley. His choice of potato is going to be a Chick-fil-A waffle fry. Here's the 3-0, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Hunter Billingsley. his 9th here in Game 8 of the ILB season. So the walk machine in Billingsley continues to do his job. Stepping in is going to be Cale McCarville. Cale has flown out and walked here in this ball game. And Ponciano, 5 straight balls now, as it's 1-0 to McCarville. Cale, his favorite artist, band I should say, the Eagles, the 0-1, the 1-0. Now 2-0. To Cale McCarville. Nasty pitch there by Ponciano. Great movement, looking like it was going to catch McCarville, but it ended up dropping into the strike zone. And the count is 1-2 to Cale McCarville. With 2 men on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ponciano is going to fire over to check on Marsick at second. He lost his balance on the bag. The Zap thought they got him, as originally they didn't. But the umpire in the field saw differently, and Marsick gets another life. McCarville hoping to bring him in now. The 1-2 is going to miss outside, and the count is 2-2 to Cale McCarville. Two count, 2 men on. Ponciano set, McCarville set. Here's the pitch. And he tried to drop in that nasty slider, but it didn't cut into the zone this time, and the count is now full to Cale McCarville. He likes his taters mashed. Hopefully he can mash one here in this full count. Here's the payoff. And it's going to be skied high. Into the grandstand right in front of me. And the count remains 3-2. As we reset, Ponciano comes set. Here's the 3-2. And it looked like it was down. McCarville was getting ready to head on down the first. The bases were going to be loaded. Marsick took advantage of the confusion and stole third. It looked like he might have been out there too, as Farwell's throw was on line to his third baseman, Aiden Johnson. The umpire is going to come together and have a quick meeting here. Tough break there for Cale McCarville as he strikes out looking on a pitch that looked low. Marshak does advance 90 feet, and there's runners on the corners for the DH, Stone Vasic. With one down here after the tough call to Cale. Here's the first pitch to Stone Vasic. It's going to be pumped in there for strike one. Haven't seen Cale McCarville get that animated. Normally a pretty even-keeled guy. Really upset at called strike three there by the home plate umpire. And Jamie Haberger out to the mound for a visit with his infielders. As the Zap look to close out the bottom of the fifth with an inning-ending double play, the Spuds with the man in scoring position looking to knot this game back up. As the sun is slowly setting here in Casper, Wyoming, 8:16 local time here on this beautiful Wednesday evening at Mike Lansing Field. After the visit, it's an 0-1 count to Vasic. Here's the pitch. It's going to be skipped in there, and the count is evened up at 1-1. The fans here at Mike Lansing Field getting a bit restless at the inconsistent strike zone by the home plate umpire, giving him some friendly jokes as that one skipped in the dirt. The 1-1 to Vasic. As Billingsley breaks for second, the throw is going to come up short and skip. Frazier is going to collect and fire, and the throw is going to be on the money to get Marsick at the plate. Billingsley does advance to second, but Frazier backing up his second baseman, Trey Runge, as it skipped away from him, fired it to his catcher, Ty Farwell, and they're going to get the man at the plate. The count is 2-1 to Stone Vasic. Still a man in scoring position, but now two down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The 2-1 from Ponciano. That slider looked like it dropped in there again. But a 3-1 count to Stone Vasic. Looking to extend the inning for the Casper Spuds here. The 3-1 is going to be a called strike two, and the count has run itself full. Vasic 0 for 2 today. 3-2 count, two men out. Man on second in Billingsley. Ponciano comes set. Here's the pitch. And Vasic's going to come up with a swing and a miss. 3 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Zap with some good defense. Keep them off the board. And we head to the sixth inning. Zap still lead it 3-2. We'll be right back. Back at Mike Lansing Field here in the top of the 6th. Brendan Reed still on the mound for the Spuds after coming out of the pen with 2 men on in the top of the 5th and keeping them off the board. Leading off the inning for the Zap is going to be Trey Runge. Rungy, apologies. That one from Reed is going to be pumped in there for strike run. Reed in 12 games for Howard Payne in 2023 notched 44 strikeouts as Rungy fouls that one off, and the count is 0-2 to Trey Rungy. Reed also pitched a team-high 67.1 innings in 2023 for Howard Payne. Here's the 0-2. It's going to miss. It's going to be a called strike 3 on the outer half. 1-2-3, and Rungy sent down by way of backwards K. As the left fielder steps in now, Emiliano Montijo Curiel. 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And Reed cooking here in the top of the 6th. 4 straight strikes. The man from Round Rock, Texas, looking electric here in his start with the Spuds as he pumps in another one, and it's quickly 0-2 to the 9-hole hitter for the Zap. He's going to get him to swing and miss at that one. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brendan Reed. And we flip back to the top of the order for the Zap. Gavin Frazier stepping in now with 2 men out. Both going down. First by a strikeout looking, second by a strikeout swinging. And Frazier stepping in, looking to change the energy, but Reed is going to pump in another strike. 0-1. There's something on my mind, but I'm not going to say it until it hopefully happens here. Reed is going to get Frazier to foul that one off, and it's 0-2. Love Reed's ability to pound the strike zone here in his Spuds debut. The 0-2 to Frazier is going to be fouled off up over the first base bleachers, and now I can say it, almost an immaculate inning for Brendan Reed. Still 0-2 count here with 2 men down. Here it is, and he's going to get Frazier to swing and miss. Reed, the new man in Casper, coming in and striking out 3 hitters in the top of the 6th inning, sending the Zap down in order. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Spuds hoping to continue that energy in the bottom half. It's still 3-2. We'll be right back here at Mike Lansing Field. Back at Mike Lansing Field here in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading it off is the catcher, Brody Barker. New pitcher on the mound for the Oahe Zap. It's a lefty, but looking at their roster, they don't have a number 17. So unable to get you a name, at least for the moment. But they dip back into the bullpen again, do the Zap. First one from the lefty is going to miss low. And the count's 1-0 to Brody Barker. Barker 1 for 2 today. Striking out in that other at-bat. The 1-0 pitch was apparently pumped in there. Looked like it was a bit high. And the count's evened up at 1-1 to Brody Barker. That one's going to skip in there, and the count is now 2-1 to Brody Barker. Here's the 2-1. It's going to be dropped in there by the lefty, and the count is now 2-2. The 2-2 to Barker is going to catch the outer half of the plate. Called strike 3. Barker is going to take a backwards K there. Stepping in, it's going to be number 8, Jack Opian. Opian in his debut, 1 for 2 with a single. Here's the first pitch he sees in this at-bat, and he's going to rip that one out to center, and it's going to get over Andrew Phillips' head and roll all the way to the wall. Opian's going to cruise into second with the stand-up double. And with one down, stepping in, it's going to be Caden Wilcox. The lefty comes set. Here's his first offering to Wilcox. Wilcox is going to get the bunt down. It's going to advance Opian to third. The lefty makes the play. Good scoop over there by the second baseman, Trey Runge, as Quinn Ludvigsen stepped in to cover the bunt. With 2 down and a man on third, Trent Rucker is going to step in. Hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. A single in a second. But Rucker at Texas State, as I mentioned, was at Temple before. He chose Texas State over Loyola Marymount, Oklahoma, and Rice. In his 2024 season at Temple, he hit .310 in 184 at-bats with 12 doubles, 4 homers, 34 RBIs. In the 2023 season, he hit .320 in 172 at-bats with 7 homers and 36 RBIs. He's going to chop that one down the third base line and out of play. The count is 1-1 to Rucker. Rucker graduated from Lovejoy High School, where he was all-state for baseball as a junior and all-district as a senior and sophomore. He was a 3-sport athlete, playing football and wrestling as well His father, Ralph, wrestled at Oklahoma State. His mother, Jennifer, played softball at Oklahoma. His brother, Ralph, is a QB at Bucknell. And his sister, Skylar, plays softball at UTSA. So an athletic family are the Ruckers. As Trent awaits the 1-1, he's going to sky that one down the right field line and out of play. The count is now 1-2 to Trent Rucker, the senior at Texas State. Must be a fun gathering during the holidays for the Rucker family, reliving all the athletic glory days. That one is going to miss inside, and the count's evened up at 2-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Opian standing on third, hoping to tie the game up for the Spuds here. The lefty delivers, and it's going to miss low. Count now 3-2 to Trent Rucker. The lefty on the mound gets the signs. He comes set. Here's the 3-2. Rucker is going to sky that one high on the infield. Ludvigsen getting a read on it, and he makes the play as the lefty gets fired up coming off the field, stranding a man at third. We continue to the 7th inning here at Mike Lansing Field. The Oahe Zap still leading it 3-2. We'll be right back. Back at Mike Lansing Field in the top of the 7th, Brendan Reed still on the mound for the Spuds, and he is going to get another strikeout as he sends down Andrew Phillips by way of the K for his 3rd time today. Stepping in is going to be Ty Farwell, the catcher. That one is going to be chopped to Billingsley at first. He's going to flip it on to Reed, and quickly 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. the third baseman, Aiden Johnson, gonna step in, looking to avoid back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Reed absolutely firing here out of the pen, as that one's going to be lined down the right field line and out of play. Reed, I believe, has gotten ahead of every hitter he has faced, and he's finding success with it. Another 0-1 count here to Johnson. Here's the pitch. It's going to be swung on and missed. 0-2 now. Reed, a pitch away from his 6th strikeout of the day. Here's the 0-2. And it's going to be swung on and missed. Dropped by Barker, but collected. And Reed is absolutely cooking here in this one. 2 2/3 innings. No hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts for Brendan Reed. What a debut for Reed in a Spuds uniform as we head to the 7th. We're going to take a quick pause and be right back as we stretch here at Mike Lansing Field. Back at Mike Lansing Field in the home half of the 7th inning. It's going to be the top of the order for the Spuds, leading off the center fielder, Elijah Reeves. Reeves looking human for the first time this ILB season, 0 for 3 on the day. A man who has been on base every game here to start the season is going to get back to it. Hopefully, Frazier collects. It was close. As we know, Reeves flies down the first base line. The umpire called him out. Ludvigsen fell over, losing his balance, trying to hold the first base bag. There's going to be a little debate here, and Reeves is going to be 0 for 4 on the day after the rough call there again. With a man down, Matt Marsick is going to step in. The lefty still on the mound for the visiting Zap. Apologies for being unable to get a name. That first pitch is going to run inside to Marsick and nearly catch him. But it's 0-1 to the man from Arlington, Texas. Here's the 1-0. It's going to miss high and inside. And it's now 2-0 to Matt Marsick. Marsick's going to chop that one in the backstop netting, bringing the count to 2-1. Marsick, 2 for 3 here today with an RBI. That came in the third inning when he ripped a double to the outfield. The 2-1 offering from the lefty is going to be swung on and missed by Marsick. The count's now 2-2. As nightfall is slowly coming upon us here in Casper, Wyoming. 2-2 count, 1 man out in the bottom of the 7th. That one's nearly going to catch Marsick again. And the count has run full. 3-2 score, Zap lead, although the Spuds have out-hit them 6-5. Here's the pitch. It's going to be chopped into the backstop netting again by Marsick as he fights to stay alive. The 3-2 again is going to catch Marsick on the elbow. As all 4 balls were inside to Marsick. And with the man on, Hunter Billingsley, the lefty, back-to-back lefties, is going to step in now. The first one to Billingsley is going to miss high. Billingsley, a 4-pitch walk when he pinch hit for River Smith earlier in this ball game. He has only seen balls here in this one. The 1-0 is going to miss. And the count is now 2-0 to the walk machine, Hunter Billingsley. Really commands the plate well. The lefty's set. He's going to check on Marsick over at first. And Marsick's going to be back in there safely. Two-0 from the lefty. It's going to be chopped to the shortstop, Frazier. He's on to Runge at second. Runge fires over to first. And it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the 7th inning. We turn frames and head to the 8th. Zap still lead it 3-2. We'll be back. Back at Casper, Wyoming, here in the top of the 8th inning, leading off the away half of the 8th is going to be Quinn Ludvigsen. Reed, again, pumping in a first pitch strike as he gets ahead of the lefty. Here's the 0-1 from Reed. It's going to be pumped in there again, and it's now quickly 0-2. Ludvigsen is going to rip that one to Opie, and at short, he fires over to Billingsley, and they get the leadoff man in the 8th. Stepping in is going to be the right fielder, Connor Goldberg. Goldberg 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. Who would have guessed another first pitch strike from Brendan Reed? These hitters just trying to get a feel for Reed here. But it's now 0-2 as he is absolutely attacking the strike zone here through the 3 innings that he's pitched. The 0-2 is going to be chopped just into the netting above the Spuds dugout as players took a dive to avoid that laser off of Goldberg's bat. But the count stays at 0-2. Here it is. And it's going to be just fouled off as he stays alive. The 0-2 is going to miss on the inner half, and the count is now 1-2 to Connor Goldberg. That one going to be chopped outside of the third base bag as Goldberg stays alive. One out here in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-2 from Reed is going to be ripped to McCarville at third. He collects it after it takes a high hop and fires over to Billingsley at first. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. As the DH, Mason Lang, steps in, the man responsible for the Zap lead right now. As after the Spuds knotted up the game in the 3rd inning, Lang led off the top of the 4th with a leadoff homer. Reed misses on that one, and the count is 1-0 as the wind is howling here in Casper. That one's going to catch the outer black, and the count is evened up at 1-1. That one fouled off by Lang, and the count is now 1-2 with 2 men down in the top of the 8th. Reed looking for his 7th strikeout here. Here's the pitch. It's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brendan Reed in his Spuds debut is unconscious. 3 2/3 innings pitched, no hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts for the man from Howard Payne University. And again, the Spuds bats needing to wake up here late in this ball game as we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Zaps still lead it 3-2. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading off the inning is going to be the third baseman, number 22, Cale McCarville. We apologize for the loss of microphone as the iPad is on its last legs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We had to bust out the Bluetooth so we could charge it up and keep the broadcast here live for you all. But McCarville is going to take ball 1. Cale, 0 for 2. He has walked here tonight. But after that one from Baca is fouled off, the count is going to be 1-1. The 1-1. It's going to miss high, and the count is now 2-1 to Baca. The man from Hacienda Heights, California, setting the 2-1. And that one's going to miss low. And it's now 3-1 to Cale McCarville. Cale looking for his first hit of the night. That one's going to be pumped in at the letters. And the count has run full. You know, Cale is going to be fighting off anything close, as he was called on strike 3 the last time he was in a full count. That one's not going to be close, though, as he dodges out of the way of it. And the leadoff man is on by way of a walk. McCarville, with his second walk today, is going to pass it off to his Fort Scott teammate, Stone Bassett, who's 0 for 3 in this one. Looking to break that skid here. The leadoff man on. Here's the pitch. It's going to be skipped in there by Baca. Good stop by Farwell. And the count is now 1-0 to Stone Bassett. Baca keeping an eye on McCarville, and he's going to throw over as Kale dives back in safely. Zap lead 3-2. 5 hits, 2 errors for the Zap. 6 hits, 2 errors for the Spuds. As the 1-0 is going to be skipped in again, and the count is now 2-0 to Stone Bassett. As the fans here at Mike Lansing Field looking for a little bit of late inning magic. Your Spuds down 1. Baca comes set. The 2-0 is going to be skipped in again. Great stop by Farwell. And the count is now 3-0 to Stone Bassett. Bassett steps out. Sure, he has the green light here, as he's an amazing hitter. Here it is. And Bassett tossed his bat to the on-deck circle and was headed down to first. Brody Barker, the man on deck, collects it for Bassett, as he needs to reset now and collect himself. The count's 3-1. Baca comes set. Here's the pitch. And that one is going to be ball 4 as Bassett waits a little bit longer to throw his bat this time just to prove a point. And after back-to-back walks here, Coach Jamie Haberger is out for a mound visit. First 2 men have reached for the Spuds here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is Baca's first appearance for the Oahe Zap. After the visit, stepping in is going to be the catcher, Brody Barker. Brody 1 for 3 today. He struck out twice, as he lays down a beautiful bunt, and the third baseman and the pitcher collide. The lack of communication bites the Zap. Aiden Johnson was collecting and looking to come up firing to get Barker. But the bases are now going to be loaded for the Spuds with nobody out. Haberger out for another visit. As the bases are loaded here, with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Spuds down 1, needing runs. He is going to go to the pen. And as the man for the Zap gets warm, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back. We're back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The first 3 men for the Spuds have reached. Back-to-back walks and a bunt by Brody Barker, where the Zap were unable to get a throw off due to a collision between the pitcher and the third baseman, has set up this situation. Number 20, Hudson Ivy, is the man out of the pen for the Zap. Stepping in is going to be Jack Opian, the debut man here, looking to leave a memorable mark on his debut, as it's already been a pretty good day for Jack. But he could knot this one up or even take the lead for the Spuds here. No men out. The first one for Ivy is going to be pumped in there for strike 1. Little submarine action for Ivy, an interesting arm angle as the infield is in for the Zap, hoping to prevent the run from scoring at home if the ball is in play. That one from Opian is going to be fouled off over the first base bleachers, and it's quickly 0-2 to Jack Opian. Here's the 0-2. That one is going to catch him, and it's going to be an RBI for him as he's hit by the pitch. Apologies, it's not an RBI. It would have been if it was a walk. But Ivy comes in and plunks the first man, bailing him out of an 0-2 hole. This game is knotted up at 3, and Caden Wilcox steps in now. That one from Ivy is high, and the count's 1-0. The Spuds now looking to snag the lead and end it in the top half of the 9th. Here's the 1-0. It's going to miss high and inside again, and it's now a 2-0 to Wilcox. Ivy, who came out, back-to-back strikes, bailed out Opian. He's now in a 2-0 hole here. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be inside again, and it's now 3-0 with nowhere to put him. Zap infield still in, hoping to prevent the run from scoring. The 3-0 from Ivy. Here it is. And it's going to miss high. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk there as Wilcox earns it. And the Spuds take the lead here late in this ball game. The other debut man here, Trent Rucker, looking for his moment in his first game in the Spuds uniform. Still nobody out. Bases still loaded. As Rucker's looking to mash this one, here's the pitch. Ivy, after the 4-pitch walk, is going to get back into the strike column, 0-1. Ivy getting the signs. He comes set. The 0-1 is going to be chopped out to right. Goldberg's on it. They're going to send the man from third. It's going to be a close play at the plate. And he's going to be in there. Brody Barker beating out the throw from Goldberg. It took a high hop before Farwell can catch it. He is tall. But had the hop not been as high, I think he might have gotten Barker at the plate. But the Spuds put up 3 here in the bottom of the 8th and take the lead 5-3 as the leadoff man, Elijah Reeves, steps in now with 2 men still in scoring position for the Spuds. That one is going to plunk Elijah Reeves. And the bases are going to be loaded again. Ivy, after looking like the Spuds might have been in some trouble, has spiraled out of control here. As Farwell's out to the mound for a visit with the pitcher. Now batting is going to be the right fielder, Matty Marsick, with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Looking to really put this one out of reach late in this ball game. That one from Ivy is going to be pumped in there for strike 1. The Zap have held the lead since the 4th inning, 3-2. Prior to this 3-run bottom of the 8th for the Spuds. That one from Ivy is going to miss, and the count is tied at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. It's going to skip in the dirt. And that's going to push the count to 2-1 to Matt Marsick. Ivy comes set. The 2-1 is going to catch the outer half. Counts back even at 2-2. Only 1 man down here in the bottom of the 8th. Bases reloaded for the Spuds. The 2-2 is going to miss outside. And this count is full to Matt Marsick. Looking for his 3rd hit of the day. He's going to go opposite field. And it's going to drop in there as Frazier with great effort, trying to make the catch. 2 runs will score. Elijah Reeves does get caught in a rundown between second and third, thinking that Wilcox was going to go right away. He didn't. He does score. So 2 more come to the plate for the Spuds. The lead now 7-3. Marsick advancing to second as Reeves kept him in the pickle long enough for him to get into scoring position. With 2 men down, Hunter Billingsley is going to step in. The Spuds with a 5-run bottom of the 8th. Billingsley swings at the first pitch he sees to go opposite field, and it's going to land just foul outside of the left field line. Billingsley collecting himself after he thought he had an RBI double of his own. So Hudson Ivy out of the pen, gives up 2 earned. Baca credited with 3, the man who started this 8th inning. Here's the 0-1 to Billingsley. It's going to skip away from Farwell. And Marsick's going to advance to third. 1-1 count now to Billingsley with 2 men gone. The 1-1 from Ivy. It's going to be popped high. And it's going to land just out of play in the third base side bleachers. 1-2 to Hunter Billingsley. Matty Marsick on third. Billingsley at the plate. 2 men out. The 1-2 is going to miss low and inside. 2-2 to Hunter Billingsley. The 2-2 offering is going to be chopped by Billingsley to Aiden Johnson at third. He's up with it. And on to Ludvigsen at first. The Casper Spuds retake the lead with a massive 5-run bottom of the 8th. And they're 3 outs away from getting a win here in game 1 of the second series against the Oahe Zap. We're going to take a quick pause. Brendan Reed, the man who has been cooking, back on the mound. We'll be right back. Back in the final frame of the ball game here, leading off the inning for the Oahe Zap, is going to be Trey Runge. Reed on the mound, looking to close this ball game out. He's going to pump in another first pitch strike. That one by Runge is going to be off the shortstop Opian's glove. Would have been a tough play as he was ranging to his right. But the leadoff man for the Zap is on. And the 9-hole hitter is going to step in now, Emilio Montijo Curiel. Pinch running for the Zap is going to be number 23, Vince Palazzi, apologies. Curiel is going to take a first pitch strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight with 2 Ks. The 0-1 from Reed is going to be behind Curiel. And the count's 1-1 to the left fielder. Here's the pitch from Reed. It's going to be chopped. Billingsley up with it to second. On to first. It's not going to be in time. But there is one down. As Palazzi and Curiel swap places. Back to the top of the order for the Zap. It's going to be the shortstop, Gavin Frazier. That one is going to be behind Frazier. And Montijo Curiel advances to second. Marker out for a brief visit with his pitcher. Reed, who has been lights out in 4 innings of work. Looking to close the door here on the Zap. Here's the 1-0. It's going to be dropped in there to even up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 offering is going to be skied down the right field line and out of play. 1-2 now to Gavin Frazier, who's 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. The 1-2 is going to skip in the dirt. The count's evened up at 2. The 2-2 from Reed is going to be swung on and missed by Frazier. Another strikeout for Brendan Reed, his 8th of the ball game. And the last chance here. Last chance here is going to be the pinch hitter, Jake Daly. That one's going to miss on the outer half, and the count's 1-0 to the pinch hitter Daly, who had 4 RBIs against the Spuds on May 23rd. The 1-0 to him is going to be ripped by the shortstop Inopian. They're going to hold the runner at third. And with 2 down, there's runners on the corners for the catcher, Ty Farwell, who's 1 for 4 here today. Farwell's going to check his swing as that one misses, and it's 1-0 to him. The 1-0 from Reed is going to be ripped up the middle for a base hit. The Zap finally get to Brendan Reed. They do bring one to the plate. It is now 7-4. And with the tying run coming to the plate, Aiden Johnson is going to be the man stepping in. Another pinch runner for the Zap out at second. Reed is going to pump in a strike. 0-1 to Aiden Johnson. That one's going to catch the outer half. And the count is now 0-2 to Aiden Johnson. That one's going to miss on the inner half. And the count is 1-2 to Aiden Johnson. One-two is going to be ripped up the middle again. Another base hit for the Zap. A run will score. And it's now 7-5. As with 2 outs, the Zap won't go away. The first baseman, Quinn Ludvigsen, is going to step in. Now is the go-ahead run. There's still 2 down, 2 men on. That one from Reed is going to be in there. 0-1 to Ludvigsen, who's 2 for 4 today. And it's now 0-2 to Quinn Ludvigsen. 2 men on, 2 down, 2 strikes. With the Zap down to their last strike. Here's the 0-2. It's going to be chopped. Reed will collect, and he's going to tag Ludvigsen out. Ball game over. Although the Zap claw back with 2 runs in the top half of the 9th inning, your Spuds win this one 7-5 on the back of a big 5-run bottom of the 8th. Stay right here as we're going to have the Wyoming Medical Center Banner Health Player of the Game. Not sure who it is. I have a couple of names in mind, but you're not going to want to miss it. Stay right here for the exclusive post-game interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Banner Health Wyoming Medical Center Players of the Game, Brennan Reed and Matt Marsick. Gents, great game tonight.
Thank you.
Matt, I'm going to start with you, brother. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. What was your approach at the plate tonight?
Just really trying to keep it simple. We had a long break, went on vacation. We went up to Yellowstone and the Tetons. So really just trying to see some pitches, shrink the zone, look for that fastball right down the middle, and just hit it hard. That's my goal. Try to hit it hard.
Yep. You kind of mentioned it, but are you looking for anything outside of the fastball? Is that your first thing you're looking for, and then you adjust off of that?
Yeah, definitely. Be on time for the fastball, and I feel like I'm a good enough hitter in this league where the guys on secondary stuff's not really going to beat me. I just got to stay in my zone.
Absolutely. As a 3-time returner, is it safe to say Casper's turning into your second home?
Yeah, I love this place. I was just telling the guy down there who interviewed me for the news. I love this place. Came back for my 3rd summer. Love the people here.
Yep.
Just a great organization.
Sweet, man. I love it. Brendan, on to you, man. Unbelievable debut for you. 4 2/3, 8 Ks, couple runs at the end, but none of those earned. I mean, what were you looking for from these hitters tonight, and how did you choose to attack them here?
I mean, my main goal was just fill up the zone.
Yep.
Once they start hitting it, then I can change it up a little bit, try to make them chase, but just throw strikes and don't get behind in counts.
100%. I was talking about that a lot on the broadcast. I think your first 7 or 8 batters, you were ahead of every single one, which was a huge part of your success. What were you looking for from these Zap hitters here tonight? Anything in particular from the scouting reports, or just doing your thing?
I got here 2 days ago. And I threw yesterday and then threw today.
Yep.
I mean,
just playing ball.
Yeah, throw strikes.
Absolutely. How has the transition been to Casper?
It's a little bit hard to breathe, but
For sure. The elevation gets you.
Figured it out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Took it easy.
Absolutely. Last question for you, Matt. How was the Yellowstone trip with the boys? You mentioned it.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was surreal. I went there last year. We went there for a day, and I wanted more. And so I just wanted to go back. And right when we left, saw 6 grizzly bears and caught 2 lake trout at the Teton. So, I mean, it was a pretty great trip for me.
Yep, sounds like it. And you guys showed it out here tonight with the big victory. Ladies and gentlemen, the Banner Health Wyoming Medical Center Players of the Game, Matt Marsick and Brendan Reed. Gents, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, boys. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30, everyone. Have a good one.